Hey guys, what's going on? I am Synyster, and I'm going to give you a little rundown on how I play Mercy and how, in general, she should be played. So I'm actually going to go into the practice range here and show you some of her abilities. Alright, as you can see, I have the imp skin on her. It's definitely one of my favorites. A little bit difficult now, though. I'm using a different headset. It's blocks out most sound. I can very faintly hear myself, and it's really nice. Really like them. Anyway, so to break her abilities down in general, I actually remapped some of them on the controller. So I love that little guy down there, even though he's getting hurt. Sorry. Anyway. She has her Angelic Descent, which you can use. I remapped it so it's used by holding down the left trigger. She has her heal, her damage boost, her blaster, and she can also whoop, do that, which is always nice, and has a 2-second cooldown whenever she does that. So,
damage increase.
Okay, so she's one of my mains, and I use her whenever I solo queue, mostly because you barely ever see a healer in a game with, if it's like a public game, sometimes you won't see a healer in there as much. Her blaster actually is a lot more useful than a lot of people think, because she can win in most 1v1 engages, especially if it's against another DPS character like Tracer, even though she can be really annoying, just blink everywhere. But besides that, how to play her like during a match, one thing you need to know, that communication is key. You need to be able to talk to your teammates. They, whether or not they're good or not, need to work with you. You need to let them know when your ult is up. You need to be hiding with her whenever... I'm not... Oh. Oh, that's okay. Okay, but whenever her ult is up, you need to be hiding. You need to make sure that your teammates just know your ult is up. It's pretty much letting them know, hey guys, my ult is up, go in and die for me, type thing, so that they can initiate. And when they initiate, they're usually, one, not using all of their ults at the same time, but forcing the enemy team to do that as well too. Now, not only does it force them to either use their ults or back off, it also, what's the word I'm looking for? Push them. Yeah, push, initiate, engage. All those fancy words. But whenever she ults, she has a vulnerability when she does so, and she completely reses everybody, hence her ult res. Very useful. When you're not about to use your ult, you want to stay behind your team. You want to be able to heal them as much as possible. The damage buff is pretty good, where it does a 30% damage increase. A lot of people don't know whether or not to use it or not. I've heard people in their YouTube videos say that in the new meta or in competitive, they mostly use the healing over the buff, and one person even said to only use the buff on a Bastion because of how fast he shoots, and he gets a 30% damage increase. I feel it's all situational, especially when, let's say, you're by a soldier who's about to use his ult, aimbot. Damage buff him. He'll get 30% of that damage buff. A couple of people to look out for when you're playing Mercy. She's exceptionally weak against a Tracer, McCree, and Widowmaker. Now, her blaster deals 20 damage per bullet on a 20 size clip and reloads pretty much in like a second. So her max damage potential, at least when she's doing headshots with 5 bullets, because she shoots 5 per second, is about 100 damage. So if she can, like I said, win most 1v1 engagements. There are a couple of let's see here, things that I changed on her that help me more than other people. So the reason why I have the sensitivity up so much is because I'm not used to playing at such a low sensitivity. I've played a lot of games in general that just require high sensitivity. And that's the one thing that we're not the greatest at, especially on console. because their reaction times are, let's say amazing. Whereas the only high one we can get is 100, and it's still not really all that fast either. I turned the bloom on just because it's me, and I made it a dot. Actually, I need to change that. No, let's make it regular crosshairs. Allied health bar is on, so you can see where the health is. Obviously, I would think a lot of people would think to turn that on instead of keep it off. Now, toggle beam connection. This is important to me because once you connect to the beam with your right trigger and you start healing them, you can let go and it won't go away. When I first started playing Overwatch, I didn't realize that I could change this, whereas I was holding that button down the entire time to heal, let go, and then the beam would just stop. So Guardian Angel prefers beam target off. So what that means is if you're healing somebody and they run away, if you use your Guardian Angel towards somebody else, it'll go to a different person. So pretty much if I had that on and I was healing, let's say, a Genji and he zipped out of battle, I would use Guardian Angel and it would take me straight to him. For me, I feel it's pretty restricted, and you want to be able to get around the map and heal your teammates, but don't be in the middle of the fight. At least stay back, heal them, buff them with a damage buff when you think the time is right, when you think the time is appropriate, and all at full health. Every once in a while, pull out your blaster and start shooting and help them out and try to clear out some of the other people. Battle Mercy, that's a topic for a different video, but I've seen it possible because she regains her health after being out of combat for 3 seconds, and I think that's either 20 or 40 health per second. I could be wrong. I think that's, I want to say it's like 20 health per second. Yeah, that sounds about right. But the other thing is you need to constantly be aware of where your team is. If there's a Genji out there who's doing a lot of great damage, you need to close to your team and you're able to get to him, heal him for a moment, and come right back. That's good, but if you're playing too passive, you won't be able to be out there and help him when he's doing really well, and you'll miss that opportunity. Now, the thing is, if you're not getting your res value out of Mercy, then you should just be playing a different healer. She's based solely around her res, and if she can't get that off a couple of times in the game, then, well, you're just not a good Mercy. People will claim that only getting a 2-man res is crap, whereas I'm feeling if you're constantly checking the menu, see who's dead, see who's not in the fight, if you can res when it's your team being 3v4 and you get 2 up and that becomes a 5v4, the odds are in your favor. It all just depends on your map awareness, where everybody is. Team fights, another big thing for Mercy. She shouldn't be a part of those team fights, especially when she has her ult up and she communicates it with her teammates that her ult is up and they engage. She should be hiding, waiting to see what's going to happen. So playing too passive is a no-no. You can very easily lose line of sight. Now her beam, though, that's a lot of fun in my opinion, because she can heal or buff somebody through a wall for about 2 seconds before it disconnects. Now, knowing when to do that is either when they're at full health or if they're a tank. If they're DPS and they get the damage buff, be careful with that. They're squishy, they can die pretty quickly. Squishy, 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 squishy. So, you always want to be careful with that. Now, when you're pocketing somebody that's doing a lot of work, that's okay. Just, like I keep saying, be aware of what's going on. You can completely turn around while healing somebody in front of you, and your beam will still stay connected to them, too. So, it's just all about your line of sight and your positioning. So, it's either being at the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, let's go to my profile real quick. Yeah, let's go to my profile real quick. Sounds great. Not gamer card. Bleh. I don't play a whole lot, but I have 13 hours with Mercy, 8 hours with Tracer, and 4 hours with Zarya. Sorry. But, oh yeah, see, I can see right up there in the corner, 49 hours played. It's still not a whole lot, and I didn't really get to the season high. I don't play competitive all that much though, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you can do me a favor and get this video up to 100 likes, and you can hit that subscribe button, that'll help us out a whole lot. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day. Alright, have a good day, guys.